All right, investors, welcome to Tony Talks Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge. Let me come on and go to the room. Today is 58 since Carmelo Anthony has been wrongfully convicted. Carmelo Anthony case, day 58. Dr. Umar was right over 462 days ago. 462 days ago. So I'll tell you all about how I got to that right there. Carmelo Anthony is also set to set a precedent. Something that I have been saying, the reason if once this go to trial and once he's acquitted and all the charges are dismissed, I'm trying to tell you that Carmelo Anthony, this case right here will be historic. I've been saying this for, oh boy, since day 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and now we're up to day 58. Let's not forget, in 13 days will be the motion to recuse John Roach, and in 14 days, it would be the motion for a new trial. I know. Hey, I'm on travel and I know the background. I know the background is different, but just stay with me here. Let's see here. So I got some videos. I was on travel, and the videos that I want to show you, I have already compiled them, and actually it's lining up with exactly that I've been telling you for the last, I'm going to say last 2 weeks. For the vessel that wanted to see the Caucasian lady that said, hey, this is how she really feel about us, and this is how white America actually feel about us, I found that too. Also, I found the video, what about 2 or 3 weeks ago, or maybe 4 weeks ago. It was a particular man with the beard that looks like Chug the Builder. That today was the first time I heard exactly what he said. And ironically, what he said in that video, do y'all remember when I did this here? Y'all remember when I did this right here? Do you remember, Vestas? Do you remember when I did this video here? Our melanated bodies in water. This is when Carmelo Anthony was wrongfully convicted for 43 days. Do you see this? Do you see this? Matter of fact, if you haven't seen it, if you don't know what I'm talking about, hold on. Let me go ahead and play this right here. But before I do it, I want to go ahead and give you this teaser. Right here. I'm going to go ahead and let you know, give you about a 3-minute clip of what Dr. Umar had said. Hold on. All the videos that I had downloaded. And the first thing when I looked down, I said, Dr. Umar speaks on Karmelo Anthony case. Y'all, I didn't even know that I had downloaded it over a year ago. So hold on. Come on to the stage, Dr. Umar. Let me go ahead and give you this teaser. Hold on. Come on, Dr. Umar.
To forcibly move this black boy from that space. White people have always felt that they had jurisdiction over the black body. It goes back to the plantation days, Art. The problem with this case is the stand your ground law was meant for white people to be used against black people. The stand your ground law was meant for white people to be used against black people. It was never intended for black people to use the stand your ground law to defend themselves against white people. And guess what, Art? White people don't care whether or not Carmelo is justified or not. They don't care. Even if it is proven that Carmelo acted in self-defense, and it will be, they don't care. The problem with white folks is in this country, black people do not have a right to defend themselves from Caucasians. This is a 400-year-old practice. This is a 400-year-old norm. This is a 400-year-old culture. This is a 400-year-old custom, Art. So he not in court fighting against the law. The law is on Carmelo's side. The problem is, the basic problem of this case in Frisco, Texas, Art, is a black boy valued his own life enough.
Come on with it.
A black boy valued his own life enough to take the life of a Caucasian in order to defend it. And in American history, you rarely come across black men, let alone a child who valued his life enough and had courage enough to defend himself against two racists who were trying to harm him. And let me say this, Art. People are talking about why did he have a knife? He's a black man in Texas. Why wouldn't he have a knife? Are they crazy? If you black in America, Art, you better be carrying something. And check it out, Art, in Texas, guess what? It is perfectly legal to carry a knife in Texas as long as the blade doesn't exceed 5.5 inches.
Come on,
so
Texas.
If Karmelo Anthony had a knife on him, that doesn't make him a criminal. After all, isn't this Texas? Isn't this the state that prides itself on allowing its citizens to openly carry guns without no license to carry? So if this is a state that prides itself on allowing its citizens, Art, to openly carry guns, firearms, without a registered license to carry, how can you be upset with a 17-year-old black boy who carries a knife for self-protection? He had a right to have that knife. He was not breaking the law to have that knife because Texas law allows children even to carry knives as long as the blade doesn't exceed the 5.5. And the harassment and bullying against his family, Art, completely unacceptable.
Hey, so let me tell you one thing. Listen, that's just a teaser, okay? That's just a teaser. Let me go ahead and go to the next one here. Our melanated bodies in water. Now, listen, I may be late to this. I know I heard about it. I know I heard about the man that looked like Chuck the Builder, Bob the Builder, whatever his name is. And he had the mustache. So I heard about it. I knew that he was fired a few weeks ago. I know about that. But today it actually popped up on my lineup. Listen. So you probably already heard this before, but this is my first time. And I'm going to say it was chilling. Before I do that, hold on. Let me show you how this ties into what I just reported. Y'all remember when I reported this here? Do you remember when I reported this in the last live, 48 hours ago? And this information came out in 2017. The FBI has repeatedly identified racial and ethnically motivated VE. We're going to say VE, violent E, right? Especially violent white supremacist extremists, along with anti-government extremists as major domestic terrorist threats, right? DT, remember? I just brought this up to you. 48 hours ago. Listen, in June 2024, the FBI stated that the domestic terrorist investigation has doubled since spring of 2020. Vesta, I'm trying to tell you, listen. Am I trying to trigger you? Oh, yes, I am. Because we got to get out of this la-la land or wherever we were at. Because the information has been out there. They're not playing with us. Of course, I'm not saying all of white America. I'm not grouping them together. But there is a sector of white America that is not playing with us. And they're looking for opportunities to take us down one by one. You don't got to believe me. But hold on. I do want to show you this here. I do want to show you this right here. Look at this right here. Let me go ahead and move these comments 1 second. Government, y'all. This is not Tony Talks vested up. This is not the next podcaster. This is not my friend next door. This is not the neighbor next door. It says government data also shows the scale of concern from 2010 through 2021. Racially and ethnically motivated extremist accounts from the largest category from reported domestic terrorism incidences were responsible for the most lethal attacks. This is the government data. This is educational purposes only. But take the blinders off. Listen. We also went over this, y'all. Let me get to it. See? FB warning. Racially motivated violent extremists and growing domestic terror. Do y'all know what domestic mean? That means on this soil. Born and raised on this soil. We don't have to worry about going to Germany. We don't have to worry about going to Saudi Arabia. We don't have to worry about Middle Easterns. We don't have to worry about Asians. We don't have to worry about going to other countries and there's a threat on our life. It's happening right here in the good old United States of America. That's why they call it domestic tea. Listen. Go to the bottom. So this is what ChatGPT was saying to me. I would avoid stating that the FBI has issued a brand new warning about an increase unless you have the exact bulletins on the report. Because, and we broke this down the other night, because the public FBI materials I find established a sustained, that means it hasn't decreased, sustained, and a significant threat, but not a specific new August 2026 warning using those words. Hold on. That's all right. Because I already had pulled up all of the articles. This was on Karmelo. Y'all remember when I did this right here at the FBI website? This thing is real. The U.S. government FBI website, they got a tab just for confronting white supremacy. They ain't playing with us no more. And the FBI, they came out with this in 2017. I told you why I felt like I was responsible to share with you what I learned in 2017, almost 10 years ago. And y'all remember when I did this right here? Look, U.S. Department of Justice. Look, November 2022. Look at this. October 6th, even with that pandemic, 2020, FBI director warned about the white supremacist violence. Listen. So I know around that time, it only got a little bit of traction. And I'm assuming because of, that year, other things was going on. But you see, it got a little bit of traction, right? Hold on. And this is where I showed proof. Look at the dates. September 27, 2017. June the 4th, 2019. September the 27th, 2017. September the 27th, 2017. September 1st, 2017. Look at this. December the 15th, 2017. I'm trying to tell you, whatever they saw underground, because now this information, of course, it's not like it was out there in our face at that time. These was website it was tracking on the dark web and in those apps that we don't know about. That's what was going on. And FBI, do y'all see, they just kept pinging and kept pinging and kept pinging and kept pinging. Look, August the 14th, it said the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, warns the growing threat for white supremacy. Listen, FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, y'all, I promise this is serious. This is serious. And then, well, let me go in and play this video. Y'all already saw it. Let me go in and play this right here. For all the ones that didn't see it, I just saw it today. But I'm going to go ahead and let him say it.
Got that right. Yeah, we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us?
Hold on, let me play that again so you can make sure I heard that.
Yeah, we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us?
Young man camping with us. That brings up Malachi Lancaster from Newberry, Florida. I did an episode about that 2 weeks ago. That case was, I think that case happened in 2023, 4 or 5. No, I think 2024, when him and one of his white buddies went hunting, and the white friend comes back and said that he shot himself or he fell out of the tree and the gun went off. And then he changed the story, saying that he was walking 15 to 10 feet in front of Malachi Lancaster and he heard a shot. And that's when the investigator said that, y'all remember, that the weapon got caught on a vine, which made the weapon discharge. But come on.
You got that right. Yeah, we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us?
I'm fast forwarding through it. Shout out to the content creator.
White thing.
We know them boys don't know how to swim. Yeah. You throw them in that water. We say, swim, boy, swim. Woo! Learn how to swim, boy. You can't do it. You can't do it, boy. Y'all ain't ever gonna learn how to swim. Yeah. Yeah, they did it. Them boys did it. This is a damn tradition for us.
This is a tradition for.
Listen, y'all. Listen to this part. Listen to this part.
Tradition. We take you boys out in the woods. And we throw you in the swamp. We throw you in the creek. We throw you in the springs and rivers. Yeah, we throw you in them oceans. Y'all can't do a damn thing. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim, I can't swim, oh hell no. But you know, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you're stupid. Grown man don't know how to swim. Yeah, what y'all think we do? You know, yeah, it's a big conspiracy. You know, every 6 months this skin tone, we all get together in our neighborhoods and we have like a little neighborhood meeting. And y'all ain't invited. We get together, we make plans, we talk about y'all, talk about, yeah, let's put this one in football, you know, let's put this one in basketball. Yeah, let's encourage him to do that and this. Yeah. We bet on y'all. Man, we just play y'all like a damn game and y'all don't even know it. This is a tradition. Been going on since the beginning of time. And y'all still in the dark. And you know, I thought I'd go ahead and tell you, but even me telling you, it's still just gonna be conspiracy and nobody's gonna be able to prove it. Yeah. This happens all around the nation. All of us are involved. Every single one of us.
So Black America. Listen, I'm pretty sure they didn't like the fact that he expressed so openly what their tradition is. But if we start going back and looking at the cases and start doing pinpoints, timelines, it does feel like some of them are 6 months apart, depending on who's the author of the timeline. Now, we know on July the 4th, it was multiple drownings. It was multiple drownings. In this particular video right here, with this particular thumbnail right here, I told you the reason why they take our young men and our young women to the water, because the water is the great equalizer. I told y'all this. If you ain't seen this video, you need to go back and watch this video. I told you this. Now, let me bring somebody else to the stage, and I hope you're taking this serious, because they're telling us he didn't have no filter. He didn't use no analogies. He said it with his chest. Exactly what he said, what they do behind the scene. And he said, all of us. Well, hold on. Let's see how a woman tells us exactly how a piece of her community feels about us. Hold on. Let me bring her to the stage. And to the Vesters, this is the video that I was referring to. This right here was the video I was referring to. Y'all ready to hear this right here? Now, I've seen some of this right here. I'm going to say maybe about 2 or 3 minutes, but I didn't know she went on for 7 minutes. And some of the things she said, hold on, let's go.
I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate Black beauty. We cannot tolerate Black confidence. We cannot tolerate Black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a Black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for Black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I'm in the hotel. 1 second. Give it 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. All right, give me 1 second. Let me bring this video back up to the stage. Here she go.
Oh, hey, boo. That people think regarding other races are different with Black people, I think. Because again, we don't like Black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want Black judges. We don't want anything for Black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us. So we can have a Black nanny. We can have a Black house cleaner. We can have a Black teacher. We can have a Black coach. We can have Black players. But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends. And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA,
Listen.
I think also the cruelty of slavery, the desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear Black people is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were.
So let me pause right there. So to everybody that doubted, hey, this is not real. Huh? Because I know even some of my audience, I know some of the trolls. It's a makeup of Black America, some Black Americans, and a lot of white Americans. I know they like to come to our channels to see exactly what we're talking about. I know this is hitting everybody in the face. To the white America that feels just like her and that fake Chuck, the builder guy. What can you say now? What can you say now? Because it's not just Black people, right? That's feeling paranoid. Y'all are telling us exactly what's going on behind the scene. That Chuck, the builder guy, brother, whoever he is, he said they meet up every 6 months or every so often to get together and talk about who is who, who's gonna do what y'all feeling like, what your temperature like. Hey, that mean they get together and they talk about us for real and not in a good way. He said it. I didn't say it. He said it. And still, we still got some Black Americans, probably they looked at him and called him a fool and kept walking when he was sounding the alarm. The same alarm that the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security been sounding since 2017. So that, my melanated viewers, Black, financial Black Americans, what you gonna do? You need to change your mindset. Change your mindset. Change your mindset. The government has tried to tell us, FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. We see right now, I don't know his name, but the white guy, he told us how they feel about us. And look at her. Look what she's telling us. She's saying just like the trauma of slavery was passed down in the genes, in the DNA, she said, hey, also the pleasure of hurting Black bodies was passed down in the DNA. Yeah, I'm gonna go in there and say yes. In the last 30 plus days, my whole mindset has went 180. Oh, let me tell you exactly. When I'm in public, I look a little different. I cut my eye a certain way. I'm looking to the left and the right. I'm not even really casual like I used to. I barely even speak on the streets anymore. I treat everybody a little different because now I need to see what your mindset is. I need to read your energy to see what your intentions is. The military training has definitely picked up. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Red flag. Until you show me anything else, red flag there, red flag there. Yeah, I'm on my P's and Q's. Red flag there. Yeah, possible enemy. I see you. Gotcha. 1, 2. And you over there. I see you in that corner. I'm trying to tell you. Because just imagine now. Just imagine. And yes, I'm trying to get you awake. Just imagine how many times you've been on a plane, train, automobile, in a restaurant, in line, and you looking at your phone. You scrolling through TikTok, YouTube, listen to Tony Talk's Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge. While you looking down at your phone, you didn't see the enemy lurks. You didn't see somebody do this right here. You didn't see nobody do this right here. You didn't see nobody look dead in your face. Like if they had all the opportunity, they would lay you down. The bloodlust is real. She just said it. She said it's in their genes that we like to hurt Black people. What? Yo. And I'm pretty sure she's not the only one. She's the only one that is truthful enough to say it with her chest. So whoever she is, I thank you. Because it seemed like if the government said it 10 years ago and nobody caught it, if we don't get it now, if we don't get this now, Black America, if we don't adjust now, Black America, who thought it would be? Who thought it would be? Because the covers is off. They're not talking in riddles no more. They're not just putting it in books anymore. They're not just having secret meetings anymore. They come into social media and telling you exactly like it is. Have a different mindset when you in public. You need to be aware, vigilant, and diligent with your safety and your body. Because while you thinking about, what I'm going to cook tonight, what we going to do this weekend, somebody is looking at you and like, ooh, I wish I could. Ooh, I wish I could. Now, let me tell you one thing. Now, this is what the military taught me. This is what the military taught me. It said, hey, when you in war, when you on a battlefield, be diligent. This is what I do. I'm telling you exactly what I do. Because I could be here 1 week. I could be somewhere else next week. I could be somewhere else in 3 weeks. Anytime that I feel a little somebody looking a certain way, this is what you do. You look them dead back in their eye. And like they talking to you like, I wish I could have. You make sure you be sending that same energy like, I bet you won't. I bet you won't. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, 99.9%, they're going to turn the other way. But always be careful of that 1%, because you got to consider every enemy that you may come up against, because they telling us who we are. They telling us who we are, and they telling us who they are. They telling us, hey, I see you as, I see you as the target. And I believe that I can do anything that I feel for you. I'm trying to tell you, listen, I don't even know how you taking this message, but I hope you taking it serious, because he said at this point, hey, he's talking about the boys. He's talking about our sons right now, our brothers, our nephews. He's talking about the sons right now. But when it's going to start happening to the woman, the black woman? And guess what? We already been hearing some of the recent stories for the black woman, for the black woman, for the black boy, for the black men, for the black boys. Well, come on. Come on.
Is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate black beauty. We cannot tolerate black confidence. We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a black person. There's a level of racism that I think.
Yeah, let me pause. What did you all hear that she said that they can't tolerate or they don't like black people to do? She didn't say nothing dangerous. She didn't say nothing about black on black crimes. She didn't say nothing about black violence. She didn't say nothing about black strength. She didn't say nothing even about melanin. She said, we hate black joy, black intelligence, black camaraderie, and a couple other things. Y'all, everything she said was positive about black people, yet they have an issue with the positivity that black people that would display in everyday life. Hey, she said it, not me. She said it. She said it. Black beauty, black intelligence, black joy. They even hate the fact that we are joyful people. They hate when we laugh together, when we sing together, when we laugh together, even when we cry together, happy tears. It just messes with them subconsciously, y'all. Come on, come on, come on.
With. I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends. And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty of slavery, the desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear black people. Black is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were in chains, that is an instinct with us, cruelty. And I think you can see it in many videos. All the white women and white men that are telling black kids and black families to get the hell out of here, you don't belong. We just don't want you to have more than us, honey. We just don't want you to be prettier. We don't want you to be the beauty standard. We don't want you to be judges or anything like that. We want you to be below us, beneath us. And we've tried so hard to keep you down, and we failed so badly. Because like Maya Angelou said, still you rise. We may hate you, we may beat you, we may do those things, and it makes us crazy that you keep coming back and getting better.
Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this? Y'all hear
can't
this?
stand it. I don't know why that is. I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. And I believe that. We are so similar to Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthals. We're fucking pale monsters.
Hey, hold on. Let me change this microphone. One second. Let me change this microphone. Audio check. Here we go. Listen, did you hear what she said? She called her own race pale monsters. Yeah, I promise you, y'all, the Matrix has been decoded. The Matrix, I'm going to say in my world, has been decoded. The Matrix has been decoded. This is really the reality that is around us. This is how some of them, I'm at least going to say 50 of them, feels about us. Because you have people of their community coming out telling us exactly what it is behind the scenes. But how many videos have you seen people come out and say, oh no, Black America, that's not most of us. That's only 5% of us, or 2% of us, or 1% of us. Hey, they speaking for, no. They're not speaking for us. I haven't seen it. So if you've seen that, please send me the link, send me the channel, send me the link, even on TikTok. I create a TikTok video just to hear that. But the videos are coming out, and I just don't see the other community saying, oh no, that's not all of us. I know they out there, but I want 95% of white America to come out and say, nah, that's only 1% of us, or 10% of us. That's not everybody. And until they make such a declaration, until you show me otherwise, I'm going to be looking at you just like your Bob the Builder, Chud the Builder's brother, whatever his name is. This lady, now he was vicious. He was straight, direct. And this is the way that she's telling us in a different tone. So the Black America, do you prefer the gentle tone or the lashing out the tone? Listen, me, I take it any way I can get it. Tell me the truth. Tell me how you feel about us so we can adjust. Bust our bubble. Tell us this whole entire matrix is false so we can adjust and protect ourselves because we are the target. Come on with it. She's almost done.
I really hate being white sometimes.
Damn.
I'm super ashamed.
Damn.
I think things like, sorry, I don't get good sleep right now. I think when I see,
I think a lot of them are not getting a lot of sleep right now. They know we're waking up. Y'all remember about 2 or 3 years ago, they used to hate the word black, we're woke. Now to us, it means something totally different. To them, I see it means that they're getting a little uneasy because you mean to tell me our secret is out? Your secret is out. Not for, the white America, for the ones that's not racist and the ones that's actually trying to fix this thing behind the scenes. We ain't talking about you. We're talking about the ones that actually look at black people as targets. It's a lot more that feel this way. Come on.
Young black kid with a bunch of white kids, or
Yes.
like I try to watch for things that are happening, and I was thinking to myself, if I saw a black kid hopping in a vehicle with a bunch of white kids, what would I do? I mean, I could do anything. I could get the black kid to come over and say, hey, I think I know your mother, come here, and then to say, you better get away from all them white boys. But I had a brown friend of mine tell me that that was silly and that it is savior-ish.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't know if you're referring to your brown friend as being Hispanic or Latino or whatever the case may be. No. Tell us who you are. Tell us how you feel about us. No. We don't got time to be sensitive no more. Hey, if your brown friend told you that we don't like that, he's speaking for his own community. No, tell us how you feel about us, so we can save our young men, our young daughters, our future. Tell us what it truly is. But black folks, we already knew a little bit. We just thought it was isolated here and there and everywhere, until the Department of Justice and the Homeland Security came out in 2017 and said, hey, this is what it is. The government has tried to tell us 10 years ago. The government tried to warn us 10 years ago. 2017 in September, August next year will be exactly 10 years ago when the FBI been sounding the alarm and black people been asleep, including myself. Come on with it.
Black camaraderie. I could do anything. I could get the black kid to come over and say, hey, I think I know your mother, come here, and then to say, you better get away from all them white boys. But I had a brown friend of mine tell me that that was silly and that it is savior-ish. Ooh, and I don't like that. White savior.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Tell me.
And then I still do it. I have it in me that black people need my help. Mexican people need my help. Hispanic people need my help. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. If they do, they'll ask. That's one thing. They'll ask. And I'll know instinctually if I'm out and about and something's happening. I can just pay attention and see if there's a way for me to step to whatever the white person is doing. I don't know. We'll see. I think the cruelty lives in us, and I don't mean it.
She said, where you at? She just said the cruelty lives in them. She just said the cruelty lives in them. Hold on. It was kind of muffled. She said the cruelty lives in them.
And I don't mean it like we don't have a choice. Of course we have a choice, but it comes down as instinct. And unless we work desperately, unless we work very, 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 very hard for very, very, very many years, we will never be rid of it. We'll never be rid of it anyway. But
see?
Anyway, that's my thought.
See?
For whatever it's worth.
Oh, white.
Hold on.
I have it in me.
Hold on.
Black people need my help. Mexican people need my help. Hispanic people need my help. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. If they do, they'll ask. That's one thing. They'll ask. And I'll know instinctually if I'm out and about and something's happening. I can just pay attention and see if there's a way for me to step to whatever the white person is doing. I don't know. We'll see. I think the cruelty lives in us, and
She said the cruelty lives in us, and she's going to say it may never go away. Hold on. Listen closely. Hold on. She said, listen.
And I don't mean it like we don't have a choice. Of course we have a choice, but it comes down as instinct. And unless we work desperately, unless we work very, 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 very hard for very, very, very many years. We will never be rid of it. We'll never be rid of it.
Basically, when she said for many, 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 many years and worked desperately hard, she said we still may not be rid of it, y'all. They talking about lifetimes. And I know Black Americans, we only got one lifetime as we know it. She said, look how casual she's talking, like, look how casual she's talking, right? I'm going to give her credit for telling us, thank you. Thank you. And I wonder how many people called her senile and all. She just talking over there. That lady is, you know how come she's talking, y'all? Y'all know how come she's talking? She's talking just like that family on Get Out. Y'all remember that movie Get Out, right? About what? Matter of fact, hold on, y'all. Did Get Out, what year did the movie Get Out come out? Don't say 2017. Hold on, y'all. Don't say the movie Get Out came out in 2017. Y'all, the movie came out in 2017. The movie Get Out just came out in 2017. What did the federal government tell us about 2017, y'all? Oh, hold on. What? Hold on. Let me pull this up right here. Let me go and make a screenshot. Y'all, the movie Get Out came out in 2017. Y'all, don't say the government told us the same thing in 2017 when the movie came out in 2017. Hold on. I want to know what month did this came out. Y'all, look at this right here. Hold on. I'm finna bring it up. Y'all, the movie Get Out came out in 17. You can't even make this up. Hold on. Let me make a clip. What month did this Get Out release date? Get Out release date. February. Listen, y'all. Hold on. Let me pull this up. As of now, based off this clip right here, here we go. Based off this clip right here, where it is, pictures, scroll one. The movie Get Out came out in 2017. Hold on. 2017. Now, the release date, if this is wrong or right, it says February 24, 2017. Now, and what did I say? What year did I say the FBI started warning Black people of the racism, of domestic terrorism? Educational purposes only. Y'all see this right here? Hold on. 2017. Listen. We read this. And I showed you the articles that I started finding 2017. Hold on. Here we go. 2017. Hold on, y'all. Just let me process this right here. So the movie come out in 2017, February-ish. And the first article that I could find that the FBI was warning, and the Department of Homeland Security, they started warning us in August. So he said 6 months, right? So let's see how many months between February and August. We got March, April, May, June, July, and August. Hold on. Whoa. I must have miscounted. Hold on. He said every 6 months they get together to talk about Black people. Oh, we're going to put him in baseball. We're going to put him in basketball. We're going to put him in football. He said every 6 months. So the movie came out in February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Y'all, that's 6 months. Come back to the stage. What you said again, I know it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, but let's go ahead and hear it again. Oh my gosh. Hold on, y'all. It's the 6 months. So you mean to tell me that the FBI, because they know about the FBI and the CIA knows exactly when these movies are coming out. Trust me, I can't tell you everything, but y'all already heard the conspiracy that every movie that comes out has to be approved by the FBI and the CIA. Allegedly, educational purposes only. So the movie comes out in February of 2027, and then the FBI and Department of Homeland Security comes out 6 months later and says basically, hold on. It says, where did I close it? Where you at? Here we go. It says FBI and Department of Homeland Security warns the growing threats from white supremacists. It's been right here in our face, y'all. And it took us 10 years to start taking this thing seriously. We were a little slow, just like he said, that he even had the nerve to say that we were slow. He said, y'all, he laughed. He said, y'all ain't even gonna believe it. He said, because y'all go think it's a conspiracy. Hold on. Let me play it again. I want him to tell us again. Now, considering everything else, and then I'm gonna play the Umar Johnson video. Woo! Let's now, knowing what we know now about 2017, that the FBI and the Department of Justice and even Jordan Peele tried to warn us in 2017, get out of that mind space of living in La La Land. They see us as a target. Get out of that space in that mind. Remember in the movie, right? Remember in the movie, they wanted his physique, the man, he wanted his eyes, but what was the first thing they had to get control over? It was his mind. It was his mind. Get out of your mindset, Black America. Until this thing is rectified, get out of that mindset. They ain't playing with us no more. They ain't putting it in books no more because we can read. They ain't making no rhymes or no riddles or no analogies. They telling us exactly how they feel. Listen, you don't have to, I put it like this. You don't have to take what I'm sharing as awareness. You can dismiss all of this, but for me and mine in my household, we're definitely finna to look at everybody with a different total lens and perspective. Where he at? Where he at? Where he at? You can't even consider this race baiting. He's telling the truth. What he said again?
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us?
White thing.
We know them boys don't know how to swim. Yeah. You throw them in that water. We say, swim, boy, swim. Woo! Learn how to swim, boy. You can't do it. You can't do it, boy. Y'all ain't ever gonna learn how to swim. Yeah. Yeah, they did it. Them boys did it. This is a damn tradition for us.
This is a tradition for
white people tradition.
Tradition, we take you boys out in the woods. And we throw you in the swamp. We throw you in the creek. We throw you in the springs and rivers. Yeah, we throw you in them oceans. And y'all can't do a damn thing. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim, I can't swim, oh hell no. But you know, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you're stupid. Grown man don't know how to swim. Yeah, what y'all think we do? You know, yeah, it's a big conspiracy. You know, every 6 months this skin tone, we all get together in our neighborhoods and we have like a little neighborhood meeting. And y'all ain't invited. We get together, we make plans, we talk about y'all, talk about, yeah, let's put this one in football, let's put this one in basketball, yeah, let's encourage him to do that and this, yeah. We bet on y'all. Man, we just play y'all like a damn game and y'all don't even know it. This is a tradition. Been going on since the beginning of time. And y'all still in the dark. And I thought I'd go ahead and tell you, but even me telling you, it's still just gonna be conspiracy and nobody's gonna be able to prove it. Yeah. This happens all around the nation. All of us are involved. Every single one of us.
Well, there we go, y'all. There we go. Well, let me see. Let me go to the comments for a second, and then I'm going to play Dr. Umar. Matter of fact, let me go in and play Dr. Umar. It's only 12 minutes. And then I'm going to go to the comments, y'all. I'm going to go to the comments. I know. But see, Black America, this is what I'm going to speak for myself. I'm not speaking for all of Black America. I would never speak for all Black America because we're not a monolith. We are individuals with different experiences, different upbringing, different lives, different careers, different elements, different individual worlds. But one thing we do have in common is that we live in this land that this is also our home, called America. But we should know how some people in the other community view us. They hate our joy. They hate our intelligence. They hate our beauty. They hate our strengths. They just hate. As she says, you just continue to rise. And we hate that. You just come back better and better and better and better. And she said, we just hate that. Even they know that slavery was passed down in the genes. She said that. She said, we just like slavery is passed down in the genes. She said, the cruelty in us against Black people is also passed down. When we kept saying that 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 24, 25, and 26 will be the year of exposure. We're Black America. How do you feel now? Listen. We thought exposure was going to be in other forms. We thought, hey, this person was going to be exposed. This person was going to be exposed. This person was going to be exposed. And not one time, and I'm going to speak for myself, that I would get hit with the truth and it be exposed and said, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What? I didn't think the exposure was gonna impact me. I just thought everything, all the walls would crumble. And I'll be still standing here strong with Black joy, excellence, beauty, and of a sound mind. But everything is being exposed. This is what we wanted, right? We just got to adapt, have a different mindset, and be prepared that some people want to unalive us and our kids. Even the FBI, you can't blame me. You can't blame Tony Talks Vested Up Tonight for putting it in your face when the government and the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security been screaming it for 10 years. Y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't know that all of my lives would be meeting up like this. I'm even feeling ashamed. I didn't see this coming. I didn't even see the exposure coming. I didn't see this. I didn't see this. And even now, the Karmelo Anthony case, the two motion haven't even been heard. But I've been saying that this would be a historic case. And I never thought today, on the 6th of August, the everything surrounding the case, even us being here together tonight, is already exposing. The Karmelo Anthony case is already becoming a historic precedent, because Black people, we are getting the truth, something that we never saw coming. Karmelo Anthony case in self-defense is already making a precedent before any law got put in his name, even before his motion is granted for a new trial. The Karmelo Anthony case is setting the precedents right now. So many people is telling us we getting the exposure. Maybe we were. Maybe we were. We gave doubt the benefit of the doubt. We gave that person the benefit of the doubt. We even gave that person and that person, even that when we did catch him looking at us a little bit different. Nah, he must be just be having a bad day. Or when we saw him looking at us a certain way and we saw her looking at us a certain way. What's wrong with them? Oh, they just having a bad day. And that one, well, damn, why he looking at me like that? He don't even know me. But what was going through his mind? Black America, we are brilliant. We intelligent. We have a spiritual, a divine gift inside of us. We need to activate it. Black America, take time with yourself. Turn on the lights. Turn off the lights if you got to. Put the phone aside. Turn the TV off and just get one with yourself and God. And hear exactly what God is telling us. Because with this exposure that's happening around the world, what are we going to do? It's not all ice cream, peaches, and bubble gums. The mask is being ripped off. Everything is truly being exposed. So we got to adapt. In order to see it and to make it another day, we got to adapt. Turn off the lights. Even get on your knees like your grandmother and your mother and your father told you, and talk to the Most High. This is a time. This is a time. If God ain't trying to get our attention, I don't know what it. Do you really want it to get worse than what it is for God to get our attention? Even the enemy, soft-spoken, hard, deliberate, talking soft. The government untold us. What else does God have to show us? What does God got to tell us? That it done got so bad in 10 years that we be turning a blind eye? Or we've let mainstream media suppress it? Well, mainstream media ain't suppressing this. Didn't we say, I've been saying, even with Shador Sanders and the injustice that he went through, hey, they said that the revolution won't be televised. What I said back then, when I started talking about Shador Sanders, I said that the revolution will be digitized. They ain't caring about no TV no more. The NFL, every team is about to get $450 million because all the games have been digitized. They ain't turning on no CNN or no Fox. Everything is coming to YouTube. It's being digitized. They're talking to us digitized. Black America, wake up. Wake up and get to those old spiritual times that yes, I'm going to say yes. What brought us out of that time when our ancestors, they was treating us like the animals and we was sleeping near the animals. Look where God got us from. Remember who you are. Black America, get out. In 2017, even the movie said get out. In 2017, the FBI and the Department of Justice said, hold on. It said, The FBI and the Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security warn of growing threats of white supremacists. You know what? I really thought this conversation was going to go different a little tonight. I really thought this conversation was going to go different tonight. Myself, I'm going to start getting on my knees a little bit more. And before I walk out that door, before I close my eyes, I'm going to say, Father, protect me from the things that I know of, Father, and protect me from the unknown, Father, because, Father, I don't know what's around the corner. Father, forgive me for my sins. Father, protect me, Lord, Father God, because I'm weak. Father, they're telling me, the enemy is telling me who and how they see me, Lord. Protect me and mine, Lord. Protect me and my mother's, Lord. Protect me and my neighbors, Lord, because we are under threat and they're telling us. Hold on. Vessels. I'm going to keep my prayers quiet. But I'm just going to say, seek God's face. Seek God's face and ask for protection and spiritual awakeness like we've never seen it before. When it said that Black America would have a revival, let's just start. Let's make it tomorrow. Let's make it tonight. Not like this, Father. Not like this. Not like this. Let me play Dr. Umar. Let me play Dr. Umar. Because he can't get no clearer than this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to Dr. Umar. What else is it going to take? Really, what else is it going to take for us to wake up and think and take this stuff serious? You know what? Let me go ahead and get to Dr. Umar. Then I'm going to let y'all go. Come on, Dr. Umar. Let me bring this back up. Let me bring this back up. Here's Dr. Umar. He's about to talk about the Karmelo Anthony case. Just keep in mind when Dr. Umar went on the Art of Dialogue, it was barely 30 days. So some of the facts that he knew about, some of the names he got mixed up between, what twin actually lost his life at the track meet. But just listen to what Dr. Umar said about the Karmelo Anthony case, and then I'm going to let you go. Lord, I feel so ashamed. I feel so ashamed. That American dream, it was just a facade. Let me play this video.
Karmelo Anthony. You know, Art, if you go back and take a look at the slave codes in all of the original 13 colonies, and if you look at the slave codes in any of the slave states of America, you will find that Black men or women never had a right to defend themselves against a white assailant. You could not fight back against your slave master, nor could you fight back against any white person for any reason. If they rape you, you couldn't fight back. If they hit you, you couldn't fight back. If they steal from you, you couldn't fight back. If they tried to sell your child away illegally, you couldn't fight back. So we need to understand something. White America, going back to the plantation, White America has always felt, Art, that they have absolute jurisdiction over the black body. This goes back to slavery when they owned us. They owned us. Old habits die hard. And since you have a legacy in this country, a custom and a culture where black people don't even have the right to protect their own body, you get this situation that we are dealing with now with our 17-year-old brother down in Frisco, Texas, Karmelo Anthony. Now, first, white folks, when they heard about this situation, they automatically tried to paint him like a criminal, but that didn't work, Art, because he's a 3.73 GPA student. He's the captain of at least 2 sports teams. He has no prior criminal history. And then they said, well, he's just another little ghetto boy. That didn't work, Art. He comes from a 2-parent home where they work and they live in an affluent suburban part of Frisco, Texas. So the ghetto narrative that the media likes to paint on black men accused of physical violence did not work with Karmelo. So What do we know about this case? Karmelo Anthony was at a track meet. Some people claim it was a district track meet. Others claim it was a community track meet, but children from the district were there. I don't know for sure. It'll come out in court as to whether this was a school district track meet or whether this was a community track meet that simply included children from the school district. I don't know for sure. Then they say the weapon used in this self-defense act was a knife. Some people saying it was not a knife, but it was a tool that is used to clean cleats. We don't know. We will have to see when the case takes place in trial. However, Art, what we do know is it was raining that day at the track meet. It was raining. Karmelo wanted to escape the rain. And as you know, Art, when it's raining and you want to escape it, you'll run to the closest tent you can find. It don't matter if it's your school's tent. It don't matter if it's my school's tent. It don't matter if it's your team's tent. It don't matter if it's the other team's tent. I don't want to get soaking wet, so I'm going to go sit under a tent. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm minding my business. I'm just trying to keep dry. So then the 2 Hunter boys see him. Hunter and Austin. And they decide to approach and engage Karmelo. Now,
Now, just remember, as I stated, Dr. Umar, he did this video over a year ago, over 462 days, and it was less than 30 days after the Karmelo Anthony incident. So some of the names he's going to get wrong, and some of the elements of the story he's going to tell is not going to be correct. But 99.9% of his account of the Karmelo Anthony situation under the tent is going to be very accurate.
Peace to him. My condolences to his father, his family. Nobody deserves to lose a child. Black, white, red, yellow, or brown. Nobody deserves to lose a child, not at that age, regardless of who fault it was. I'm sorry they lost their child. Condolences to the family. So R.I.P. Hunter comes in.
He means Austin. And what she's about to say something, and I'm going to pull up that article where the witness changed their testimony on the stand in cross-examination when he said that Karmelo Anthony was surrounded before the incident. Hey, the article said it. The article said it. Hold on. Come on, Dr. Umar.
Engages Karmelo with his brother Austin. Hunter and Austin tell Karmelo, you're under the wrong tent. Get from under the tent. Karmelo says, I'm just trying to stay dry or get dry. Leave me alone. Hunter, rest in peace, smacks the phone out of Karmelo's hand. He smacks the phone out of his hand, and the other brother, Austin, allegedly, goes to get his book bag.
So pause. So of course he's speaking of Austin at this time is the one that has lost his life. Now we know, remember in the last live when Carmelo Anthony's mother said she was wondering where Carmelo Anthony was, and she said, remember, she said she checked Light 360, but his phone was still at the track meet, but the other kids was back at the school. So I know it's been some type of thoughts about, did they break up his phone? Well, if his phone was still pinging at the high school, they did hit the phone out of his hand and broke it up. And that was Life 360 had a known good location of where the phone was because it was broke up. Let's keep going.
Carmelo wanted to escape the rain. And as you know, Art, when it's raining and you want to escape it, you'll run to the closest tent you can find.
And he didn't know about Eddie.
It don't matter if it's your school's tent. It don't matter if it's my school's tent. It don't matter if it's your team's tent. It don't matter if it's the other team's tent. I don't want to get soaking wet, so I'm going to go sit under a tent. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm minding my business. I'm just trying to keep dry. So then the two Hunter boys see him. Hunter and Austin. And they decide to approach and engage Carmelo. Now, the media is being dishonest about this situation, Art. The media is claiming that this was a one-to-one fisticuff between Hunter, okay, and Carmelo. I'm going to say between one of the brothers because I keep the names mixed up. I believe it was Hunter, and I do want to say rest in peace to him. My condolences to his father, his family. Nobody deserves to lose a child. Black, white, red, yellow, or brown, nobody deserves to lose a child, not at that age, regardless of whose fault it was. I'm sorry they lost their child. Condolences to the family. So R.I.P. Hunter comes and engages Carmelo with his brother Austin. Hunter and Austin tell Carmelo, you're under the wrong tent, get from under the tent. Carmelo says, I'm just trying to stay dry or get dry, leave me alone. Hunter, rest in peace, smacks the phone out of Carmelo's hand. He smacks the phone out of his hand, and the other brother, Austin, allegedly, goes to get his book bag. Now, Art, I want to put this in perspective for you, Art. Karmelo Anthony is 160 pounds.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
Rest in peace. Hunter is 225-pound football player.
Austin.
Hunter is nearly 60, 70 pounds heavier than Carmelo by himself.
Do y'all remember them lives that I talked about, the weight and the size disparity? I didn't even know that Dr. Umar had touched on this last year. Okay, let's keep going.
But he was not by himself, Art. Hunter was with his brother Austin.
There you go.
Austin is around Hunter's size as well. So what you have in this situation, Art, is a 160-pound skinny black boy minding his business. And here comes two racist white boys who decide that they're going to remove this black boy from their tent with force.
Right.
So you got to ask yourself something, Art. If I'm a 160-pound black boy, two white boys in racist Texas, both of whom are 60 to 70 pounds heavier than me, they come to accost me physically, knock my phone out my hand, try to grab my bag, try to throw me out. The media is making you think it's only one. But guess what, Art? I've been text messaged by eyewitnesses. I have received text messages from eyewitnesses. And you know what they told me, Art? They said both brothers tried to jump Carmelo. Both brothers tried to jump Carmelo. This was not a one-on-one fight. It was 2-on-1, but Austin doesn't want to tell the truth Because if he tells the truth, Art, that helps Karmelo to establish his right to stand his ground.
Right.
In the state of Texas, Art, you have the right to stand your ground. You know what that means? That means you have no duty to flee when you are approached by somebody trying to harm you. In the state of Texas, you do not have to run. In the state of Texas, if somebody is approaching to harm you, you have no duty to run. And if you feel that your life or safety is in imminent danger, you have a right to defend yourself, to include using deadly force. So when you hear people say, why didn't he run? First of all, it was raining. So I assume the ground was wet. These two boys, troublemakers, respectfully, but they were troublemakers.
Facts.
They were athletes, so I'm sure they could run as well. But more than that, Art, Texas's stand your ground law did not require Karmelo to run. He had a right to stand and defend himself. And I'm going to say that if I am Karmelo Anthony's lawyer, I am arguing to the jury. My client felt that his safety was in imminent threat, that he felt he was about to be harmed by two football playing brothers, both of whom weighed 60 to 70 pounds more than him, and with a combined weight, Art,
of 500
of nearly
plus pounds.
500 pounds.
Now, Dr. Umar is speaking something. Now, of course, we know Mike Howard didn't do this, but the new legal team with the new trial, oh, they will definitely be arguing this in opening statements. So come on, Dr. Umar, come on. Only got about 6 more minutes, and that's it, Vestas.
A combined weight, these two brothers, Austin and Hunter, of nearly 500 pounds against this one skinny 160-pound black boy, Karmelo. Under those circumstances, Art, I believe that he had a right to stand his ground. If I'm 160 pounds and two football playing brothers with a combined weight of more than 400, nearly 500 pounds are coming to jump me, and I'm only 160 pounds, and I'll warn them, touch me again and see what happens. He's warning them, Art. He's warning them. I don't want no trouble. But if y'all think y'all going to hurt me and do damage to me, I'm going to do whatever I can to protect myself. And according to the law, Art, he was within his right to do so. I don't think he intended to kill the brother. I think he just intended to jab him so he would back off. But when you are afraid, when you are scared, when you are timid, when you are fighting for your life, Art, you will do anything. How many women have shot and killed domestically abusive husbands and didn't do it on purpose? How many women have shot and killed domestically abusive husbands, but they didn't do it on purpose? They did it out of fear that I need to act before he acts, and if I miss, I might die. He could have been beat to death that day, Art.
Facts.
Karmelo Anthony could have been beat to death that day, and instead he chose to stand his ground. So what's the problem then, Art? Why are white folks all up in arms over this?
Come on with it.
Y'all wasn't up in arms when Breonna Taylor got murdered. Y'all wasn't up in arms when Trayvon got murdered. Y'all wasn't up in arms with Freddie Gray or Philando Castile or Tamir Rice or Sandra Bland. Y'all wasn't up in arms with Amir Locke, Sonia Massey. All these black people murdered by police and so-called vigilante white people. Y'all didn't say nothing about them.
Come on with it.
Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines, Art. Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines, bought a rifle, crossed state lines, unalived 2 people, injured many others, and he went home free. No conviction. George Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin with a gun, shot him in cold blood. He went home. No conviction. Daniel Penny choked our brother Jordan Neely to death in a New York City subway. Daniel Penny choked Jordan Neely to death in a New York City subway, Art. No conviction. Daniel Penny pursued Jordan Neely. George Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin. Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines and pursued trouble, and they went home without a charge. Karmelo Anthony was sitting under a tent so he couldn't get wet.
And they pursued
He
him.
was sitting under a tent so he couldn't get wet, and two racist white boys, rest in peace to Hunter. Condolences to his family. But these two racist white boys thought they had a right to forcibly move this black boy from that space. White people have always felt that they had jurisdiction over the black body. It goes back to the plantation days, Art. The problem with this case is the stand your ground law was meant for white people to be used against black people. The stand your ground law was meant for white people to be used against black people. It was never intended for black people to use the stand your ground law to defend themselves against white people. And guess what, Art? White people don't care whether or not Karmelo is justified or not. They don't care. Even if it is proven that Karmelo acted in self-defense, and it will be, they don't care. The problem with white folks is in this country, black people do not have a right to defend themselves from Caucasians. This is a 400-year-old practice. This is a 400-year-old norm. This is a 400-year-old culture. This is a 400-year-old custom, Art. So he not in court fighting against the law. The law is on Karmelo's side. The problem is, the basic problem of this case in Frisco, Texas, Art, is a black boy valued his own life enough. A black boy valued his own life enough to take the life of a Caucasian in order to defend it. And in American history, you rarely come across black men, let alone a child who valued his life enough and had courage enough to defend himself against two racists who were trying to harm him. And let me say this, Art. The black man in Texas, why wouldn't he have a knife? Are they crazy? If you black in America, Art, you better be carrying something. And check it out, Art. In Texas, guess what? It is perfectly legal to carry a knife in Texas as long as the blade doesn't exceed 5.5 inches. So if Karmelo Anthony had a knife on him, that doesn't make him a criminal. After all, isn't this Texas? Isn't this the state that prides itself on allowing its citizens to openly carry guns without no license to carry? So if this is a state that prides itself on allowing its citizens, Art, to openly carry guns, firearms, without a registered license to carry, how can you be upset?
Oh, whoa, 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 hold on. Let's see here. Audio check, audio check. All right, Vessels, hold one. You know I'm in this hotel. Hold one. Let me bring it back up. 1 second. I know where I was.
How you feel about that?
Let me rewind it right here. Let me bring it. It was almost over.
A black boy valued his own life enough to take the life of a Caucasian in order to defend it. And in American history, you rarely come across black men, let alone a child who valued his life enough and had courage enough to defend himself against two racists who were trying to harm him. And let me say this, Art. The black man in Texas, why wouldn't he have a knife? Are they crazy? If you black in America, Art, you better be carrying something. And check it out, Art, in Texas, guess what? It is perfectly legal.
Let me tell you one thing, Black America. Listen, I understand that some of us may be fearful of weapons or whatever, but listen, you better protect yourself. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Protect yourself.
Legal to carry a knife in Texas as long as the blade doesn't exceed 5.5 inches. So if Karmelo Anthony had a knife on him, that doesn't make him a criminal. After all, isn't this Texas? Isn't this the state that prides itself on allowing its citizens to openly carry guns without no license to carry? So if this is a state that prides itself on allowing its citizens, Art, to openly carry guns, firearms, without a registered license to carry, how can you be upset with a 17-year-old black boy who carries a knife for self-protection?
Come on with it.
He had a right to have that knife. He was not breaking the law to have that knife because Texas law allows children even to carry knives as long as the blade doesn't exceed the 5.5. And the harassment and bullying against his family, Art, completely unacceptable.
Come on with it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. It want to act up. 1 second. 1 second. Because he finna get to the part where he's going to say that Karmelo Anthony Case will be a president. Hold on. It's going to set a precedent. Hold on. You know how we do it.
Job to stay home with his wife and children because white people driving by in cars, threatening their life. They are literally under siege. But you know what's so hypocritical about this, Art? White people have always told us what, Art? They say wait until the courts have administered justice, and whatever the courts decide, every time a black person is killed, we're supposed to sit down, hold our emotions, fold our hands, Art, and wait for the racist criminal injustice system to run its course. Well, why aren't they doing the same thing with Karmelo? Why is his family being intimidated? Why are they being threatened? Why did his father have to take off of work? And then they accuse them of tapping into the GoFundMe money when they didn't even tap into the GoFundMe money. They lied and said they went and bought a big house. They already had a house. They lied and said they went out and bought a car. They already had a car. Why y'all lying on this black family? Y'all raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the police killers of black people. Y'all raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions, for the white civilian killers of black people. If y'all can raise money for your killers, why can't we raise money for one of our children who had to take a life in order to defend his own? I stand with Karmelo Anthony. I stand with his family. I hope that God and the ancestors will bring justice to this situation. I hope Black Texas shows up and shows out at the Karmelo Anthony trial. We cannot let that family be alone. Every black person in Texas, every black person in America even needs to be at that Frisco County courthouse when this case is tried. We need to let America know you don't have a right to put your hands on us and not expect us to fight back. And you know what's the most ironic thing about this whole piece, Art? The most ironic thing about the Karmelo Anthony case.
What's that?
Because Karmelo sacrificed and stood up for himself. The most ironic outcome, Art, of the Karmelo Anthony controversy is because that young man was courageous enough to defend his own life. And unfortunately, it resulted in the loss of life for his assailant, one of his assailants. Now, when white kids bully black kids, they're going to have to think twice now, Art. Karmelo Anthony should be honored. Not for taking nobody's life. We don't honor death. We never do that. But for having the courage to stand up to two white bullies who are much bigger than him. Rest in peace to Hunter, who I believe lost his life. Because he had the courage to stand up to two bullies. Now, every black kid in America who's being bullied by white kids, those white kids are now going to think twice about what they're doing. Because if you keep it up, when you back somebody into a corner with fear and concern for their safety, it might not work out for you. And I can tell you, Art, as a certified school psychologist who works in schools, when white children bully black children, nothing is done.
She said they don't like nothing that frees us.
Oh, hey, boo. I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate black beauty. We cannot tolerate black confidence. We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even. Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with black people, I think. Because again, we don't like black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want black judges. We don't want anything for black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us. So
basically, we need to reverse this. She said they don't like black joy. Black people be happy. She said they don't want they hate black intelligence. Black people continue to be intelligent and show that you intelligent and very smart. She said they don't like black people to be confident. Even if you don't know nothing, Black America, go out and show the world starting tomorrow that you're very confident. Right. They say they don't like black camaraderie. Make sure every time you see a brother or a sister in the street, just do what we normally do to say, what's up? How you doing? Just say, hello, how you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? She said they don't like black judges. That means if you got a little one, make sure you go ahead and put them and try to guide them toward law enforcement, judicial system, because the more black people that we put in these positions, when somebody say, oh, those laws don't apply to us, well, when we become the majority and we take over all the judges' seat, all the lawyer seats, all the prosecution seats, all of the Supreme Court seats, all of the Department of the Justice seats, you make sure you always remember Tony Tuck's Vested Up said it first. Those laws, we are equal, and those laws going to belong to us too. When we take over, when we become the majority in America, I still don't believe that we are still only 12 to 13% of America. I'm never going to believe that. But until that point, I'm still going to say those laws apply to me too, starting now. I never said they didn't. Come on with it.
we can have a black nanny. We can have a black house cleaner. We can have a black teacher. We can have a black coach. We can have black players.
So they want us so once again, they want us how our ancestors were. They want us in our house, cleaning up their mess, cleaning their toilets, cooking their food, cleaning their clothes, they dirty clothes, they sweaty clothes. They want us cleaning up after them. They want us entertaining them. Gotcha. Bet. Let's keep going. Got it.
But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with.
Mm.
I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends. And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty of slavery, the desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear black people is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were in chains, that is an instinct with us, cruelty. And I think,
Yeah, she listen, do I need to go further? This lady said it tonight. I think this is my third time playing this. She said the cruelty is in them. It's just innate. It's just part of their being. And she said, in order for one of them to change their perspective of us, it's hard to do. It's a choice they got to make because default cruelty is on their mindset. Cruelty is the first thing that goes through their mind. She said it's hard for them. She said they got to do it. You don't got to believe me.
I think you can see it.
Come on.
In many videos. All the white women and white men that are telling black kids and black families to get the hell out of here, you don't belong. We just don't want you to have more than us, honey.
There it is.
We just don't want you to be prettier. We don't want you to be the beauty standard. We don't want you to be judges or anything like that. We want you to be below us, beneath us.
There it is.
And
there it is.
We've tried so hard to keep you down, and we failed so badly.
There it is.
Because like Maya Angelou said, still you rise.
Still I rise.
We may hate you, we may beat you, we may do those things, and it makes us crazy that you keep coming back and getting better.
She's speaking.
We can't stand it.
She's speaking.
I don't know why that is.
She's speaking.
I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. And I believe that. We are so similar to Cro-Magnon man.
She's speaking.
Neanderthals, we're fucking pale monsters.
She's speaking.
I really hate being white sometimes. I'm super ashamed. I think things like, sorry, I don't get good sleep right now. I think when I see a young black kid with a bunch of white kids, or like I try to watch for things that are happening, and I was thinking to myself, you know, if I saw a black kid hopping in a vehicle with a bunch of white kids, what would I do? I mean, you know, I could do anything. I could get the black kid to come over and say, hey, I think I know your mother, come here. And then to say, you better get away from all them white boys. But I had a brown friend of mine tell me that that was silly and that it is savior-ish. Ooh, and I don't like that. White savior.
She's still cutting
I think
coupons.
the cruelty lives in us, and I don't mean it like we don't have a choice. Of course we have a choice, but it comes down as instinct, and unless we work desperately, unless we work very, 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 very hard for very, very, very many years, we'll never be rid of it. We'll never be rid of it anyway, but anyway, that's my thought. For whatever it's worth.
She said,
My help.
They would never be rid of it anyway. She just said they'll never be rid of it anyway. Now, let's take this into consideration. She's talking about herself too, even though she's older now, right? And maybe less mobile and maybe considering reflecting on life. She's talking about herself too. She didn't say, not one time did this lady say, now this doesn't include me. I'm just telling you how my community is. She said we. She's saying we. Man, y'all listen. That lady was cutting coupons the whole time that she was talking to us. Talking to Twitter, TikTok. That lady was cutting up coupons, telling us the truth how white America sees us. Come on with it. She said we. Come on. That's the animal genetics placed in them when they were. I ain't trying not to laugh, but I know what you're talking about. What you say? I'm telling you, it's in the Bible, Ezekiel 35, the 35th chapter, verse 5, that they were the perpetual hate for, that they would have the perpetual hate for our black God people. Even she says she don't even know why. Now the lady just said she don't even know why they feel this way towards us. And she say, what did she say? She said they'll never get rid of it. So guess what? You pop this up at the right time because it fits into what the lady just said. Ezekiel 35th chapter, verse 5. They will have the perpetual hate for our black God people. Come on with it. They got a lot of white people telling the truth on TikTok. That's why they're trying to get rid of it. Listen, God, at this point, I don't know if they're going to get rid of it or not. I know they bought it. But even God is sweeping across the nation in their community. Even they're telling the truth. And I think they're trying to balance out their karma. Everybody is trying to balance out their karma because they know that the punishment phase is around the corner. They're trying to balance out their karma, y'all. They're trying to balance out their karma. Tony, read Genesis 25th chapter, verse 19 through 34. That's when Esau, the white person, was born to the earth. Stole the birthright. I got you. They don't want us living in white neighborhoods, right? She's an ally. Don't like big folks would kill her for the statement, we must protect her. Or maybe she's just balancing out her karma because maybe she did some things, said some things. She may have a change of heart, but that's for her to get right with her God. Could be Jermaine. How you doing, Jermaine? That's all she's apologized for while cutting up coupons. Second Chronicles 7:15. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and will heal their land. So I understand what you're saying in the New Testament, but I also believe I know what you're saying in the Old Testament, but I also believe in the New Testament. And Second Chronicles 7:14 says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and will heal their land. Well, a lot of people, especially from the other society, they don't believe that America is our land, but America is our land too. They all with California. So no mixed emotions here. Okay. Are you cheerleading for us or not? And that's the discernment. Listen. I ain't watching. Listen. But I get it done. Okay. Let's see. You got to watch the ones who don't have a picture of themselves. It's confusing. It is funny. Yeah, it's funny. And so she was telling us the truth while cutting coupons. Man, God dang. I said, this lady, She's telling us the truth, but it's so nonchalant. She's cutting coupons. But I guess some people don't get our humor, I guess. It's funny. And so we live. I'm finna go, y'all. Until we follow our black God's commandments, statutes, and laws and faith of our black Jesus, nothing would change God in waiting for his kingdom to be set up on earth as it is in heaven. Whoo! Come on with it, Nita. Come on with it, Nita. Love you too. All right, investors. Until next time. I can't even say my own thing. Until next time. Stay vested up, okay? Please stay safe out here in the street. Please look people in the eye and make sure you don't no, intuition. See, I'm laughing now. Intuition and discernment. Please do ignore that, okay? Do not ignore that. So, investors, until next time, make sure you go to get your notes, your drink, and your vest. And we stay vested up over here. Tony Talks, Vested Up, Compelling Sports Edge. Now, I got work to do, and I still got to get up early in the morning. So, investors, I will see you next time, okay, investors? Thank you so much. Get out. Get out of that old mindset. Get out of that old mindset. Okay.